In this episode, our guest is a technologist from the planet Notax, formerly in the Quark Vortex Chasm.
His name is Frangipan Blarkarwarnilum, and if you've thought of a useful bit of technology, he and his planet have probably already made it and sold it to you.
So roll up your towel into a pillow, lean back, and
prepare to learn about better living through biotech implants.
Shut up and sit down.
welcome back to Booth 42. This is Hitchhikers and Appetizers, and I, as you well know, am always Trellis Gardeen. And with me, as always, is
Horatio Zinn, and I'm here with you for the Hitchhikers and Appetizers podcast. We have a guest, once again.
And we'd love to meet you. Please introduce yourself.
Greetings, interesting being. Congratulations on choosing the... sorry, I had my sales pitch mode on there. I don't know how I managed to do that. My name is...
I don't even know what it was, but I was about to purchase it gladly.
It's a very useful appliance. If I can get one installed for you. It's no problem. If you've got things to sell, I can certainly hook you up. No problem.
Oh, it's good to know. I'll keep that in mind. Please, I'm sorry I interrupted because I was so enthralled by your sales pitch.
You know, it's practically guaranteed. It's 46% effective.
46.
Wow.
46. You don't see that kind of effectiveness normally. And you said it was an appliance?
It's an implant. It's a biological, technological implant that you can have.
Ooh.
You know, in my line of work, it's absolutely essential to have these things, at your disposal.
Well, tell us more about your line of work. What is this new fantastic piece of equipment?
I come from a race of technologists, I suppose you would call us. We create the incredible. You know, if you think of it, we've probably already built it. And it's probably already out of stock.
We go through a lot of condiments at this table.
Yes.
Perhaps have you thought of, and already previously created, a never-ending condiment tray?
Oh, very smart. A self-regenerating condiment tray.
So something that can spin and fill and also monitor popularity of the condiments, so which one is depleted the soonest. And interesting. I'm sure we could knock one of those up, no problem.
That's perfectly useful.
I think for a next level, possibly a laser scan of my tongue, so it would know what the best condiments to match me with.
And also a scan of whatever food you're intending to eat.
For compatibility. It's interesting you mention taste buds. Actually, because one of our earlier triumphs in the galactic technology market was indeed based on taste buds. There was a race of beings, the Dentrassi. I'm sure you've heard of them. They're widely known fleet.
Yes, fine, wonderful.
Well, back when they were just passionate amateurs, they came to us looking for something that would stimulate their passion and help them in their careers. And we actually implanted their entire bodies with taste buds. Eyes, fingertips, not just tongues. So they are walking purveyors of great taste.
Fascinating.
Does that include fashion as well? Does that great taste cover everything?
It's only the culinary aspect, so the tasting of what we might refer to as the tongue.
Trellis, how could you ask such a thing?
My mind is very curious, Horatio. I wanted to see if things were not only culinary based. Great taste can mean many things. It could be art. It could be music. It could be my good looks. Which
you have paid dearly for, and
I have.
They should be commented upon. Something else that should be commented upon before we go any further is our guest. At this point in our relationship, you have gone nameless.
Going nameless, I was hoping you wouldn't bring it up again. Going nameless might help me out, obviously, in terms of getting to know each other. It is quite important, but it's Frangipan Blarkarwarnilum.
Oh, Frangipan Blarkarwarnilum. Yes, very, yes.
Frangipan Blarkarwarnilum.
Yep, exactly.
Very well done, Trellis.
Well, my tongue.
Do that again.
Frangipan Blarkarwarnilum.
I don't want to take credit for that. I will.
For my good enunciation?
Yes.
It was excellent.
I think it's my influence on you.
Now, is that a family name? Are you the third, the fourth, the fifth, a long line of Blarkarwarnilum? Now it's the now I've lost it.
Blarkarwarnilum. It trips off the tongue.
My tongue did trip.
It's designed to do just that. Whoops! It can happen a lot.
I feel like your name is there to thin out the weak.
Yes, yes. It has felled many in step families and in-laws. They all come flocking. If they can't pronounce the name, then they're out on their ear, if they have ears.
Is it like a test in a way to show your worthiness to be part of the family? Is that you have to be able to pronounce your name?
It helps at wedding receptions and birthdays and things. If you can't pronounce it, just either keep quiet or leave.
Yes.
I think with my successful pronunciation, if you should happen to have any sisters that are looking,
well,
I think I'm halfway in the door. I think.
Well, I mean, you're certainly welcome to attend the next mitzvah for sure.
Oh, very good. Can I be his +1?
Provided
No.
you can pronounce the names.
Well, then that we shall find out.
Mm-hmm.
So you were going into some of your family history of your name and your planet. What is your planet, by the way? Also,
Well, it has a very checkered history. The planet's called Notax. It was originally located in the Quark Vortex Chasm. It has since moved.
Oh my. Good.
as I was about to say, that's not a place you want to hang around for very long.
No. You don't want to stay in the QVC very long. In and out. That's
No.
It's costly. You spend a lot of time there, and you could end up broke.
it's well known for absolutely bleeding you dry, isn't it?
Ah.
And that's exactly what happened. That's what happened to the Notaxians. Lawsuits, copyright infringement suits, you name it. We were skint, every last one of us. It turns out that we brought it on ourselves. I don't know what more to say, really.
No self-control? Is that a problem on your planet for spending?
This is going to take some unpacking, I'm afraid.
That's right. We have the space. We have the time.
While you're unpacking it, I'm going to pack some of these skins into my stomach.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
It's not just skin. Yes, it's a vegetable skin.
I mean, some of them look quite well done and sharp, so you could kill something with them. Use them as a weapon, maybe.
Throwing it on the floor, and someone might slip on it.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Right out of the kitchen, they're very hot.
Mm-hmm.
They could burn. They could burn very badly if you're threw it at someone's face, or just a choking hazard. Some of these are hard to chew, and if you don't get them into the smaller pieces, it could be a choking hazard. So
That's true.
Deadly.
Very true. Very true.
Deadly appetizer.
If your wish was to kill, and you had some food that hadn't died, you could use it to fulfill that wish.
Exactly.
Oh, food killing other food.
I like how you branded it. Are you sales and branding?
We're all everything. We're chiefly technologists. We're dreamers. We're creators. But yes. So, as I said, we are a race of technologists, and we were known for many, many generations as these beings who innovated and created, constantly bringing out the next new thing, the next great invention that would change the culture and the physical nature of reality. And then it turned out that one of our innovations was to scan our own brains, which is an amorphous liquid crystal brain.
Yes.
Well, it turns out that we're actually, we're telepathic.
Oh.
However, it's a very specific form of telepathy. Any idea that anybody has about a new invention, we telepathically bring it into our own brains as if it's our own idea, and we build it. We did not know this for many, 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 many years.
So really, your planet's not just thinking of the things I know. It's just really it's telepathic corporate espionage. That's basically what it comes down to.
I mean, that was a headline. That was exactly the headline. That's what spelled our doom.
Oh. That's very handy that was the headline.
And that's when Notax decided to get out of QVC because of all the
Absolutely.
lawsuits. I would imagine you must have a lot of lawyers on your planet as well, then.
I mean, sadly not. We that would have been very useful. We were banged to rights, really. There were all of these claims filed that were, absolutely defensible, and we did not have a hope. So that's why.
A legal team. So your defense was to just run away, essentially.
Well, we had to mobilize our planet. We had to equip it with the.
We had to mobilizing the planet. It's another wonderful. It's a good way of saying run away.
Yes, as a As an entire species, we had to flee. So now we live on a cloaked planet roving the galaxy.
Oh my, a cloaked planet roaming the galaxy.
I assume that the cloaking technology was something that your telepathic powers brought to bear. Good timing, I would say.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the many technologies that we'd gleaned before being discovered. But like I say, this is all accidental. We didn't intentionally steal any ideas. We thought they were our own ideas.
Very, very innocent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Intent is important when you're looking at these things. I'm curious about the cloaking. Is it a double beard around your planet? Perhaps because we know one of our previous guests from Passive 07. His planet wanted to remain anonymous, and it had a double beard of clouds to keep it hidden. Yeah, naturally cloaked in cloud beard, basically. Is that what you guys are using?
No, it's a different technology. It's actually kind of a dimensional shift. So we will shift dimensionally a fraction of a nanoparticle. Just to slightly phase out of the current reality. Whereas the double beard technology, while it's great in a sky where you can hide, if you're in a clear sky and there's suddenly a giant double beard, you're quite suspicious.
It does jump out at you. I would think it would jump out at you.
Yeah, facial hair doesn't really grab my attention so much, so I'm probably one of the best use cases for the beard cloaking technology.
Trellis just has a blind spot about facial hair. He just often doesn't notice.
I guess that's using it as an SEP field.
Somebody else's facial hair for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look over and it's almost like Horatio doesn't even have a head because he's got so much facial hair over there.
And I think it may come from that Trellis is unable to grow facial hair. Or unwilling. His pores are stubborn. I'm not sure.
Well, I had it all lasered. I wanted to remain smooth and silky.
You think there's some beard envy going on, perhaps?
Probably a little bit.
Oh, yes. Probably a lot.
It's probably the only thing I might be envious about Horatio.
Well, it is magnificent.
It is a magnificent beard. I do give him that. It is magnificent.
It should be with all the time I put into it.
If I could just ask you, Horatio, how do you clean your beard?
Clean.
I mean, I notice you've got bits of food in it. How do you comb them out, or oils, or what?
I think of these as my beard is a bit of an investment in the future. Snacking.
So self-grooming.
You can call it that. I could call it a bit of backing something away for the winter.
Not that he hibernates or anything, or there are any winter months, but it's there.
Oh no, I consider my sleep a hibernation.
It does get cold. It gets cold out in space in the vacuum. So think of the vacuum of space as winter, and your beard food is just there when you need it.
Yes.
It's not going to go back because obviously it's frozen out in space. So.
Yes, just heat up the beard and you've got a meal.
A bit of fuel to keep you going. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Frangipan, would you say that you are a normal-looking Notax? Notaxian? Is that how you would refer to the people on your planet? Notaxians?
We are Notaxians. Yeah. Am I normal looking? Well, no, although I wouldn't stand out amongst other Notaxians, basically because many of us have various implants and appliances and uploads and different things. For instance, you may notice I don't have legs as you might imagine them. I've recently installed...
I saw you floating across the floor.
I've installed the Glide 9000 mobility system.
Oh, very good. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Stairs are a thing of the past.
Absolutely. As is fatigue.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get on a treadmill for forever, really. Set it to whatever setting and you're good to go. That fascinates me, though. You've got that. What are some of your other implants?
Things that to increase my senses. I've got 47,000 optical binocular vision, front and back, and I'm working on some side implants. I can lactate.
That's very useful.
That would be really useful if you like coffee. That's got to be useful.
Or babies.
Or tea.
Or milk.
Would you be able to breastfeed beings of different races, of different planets, or is this just you'd only be able to give sustenance to someone of your own?
I mean, I guess that's a cultural question. I mean, it's entirely possible for somebody to drink from my teat. It certainly doesn't bother me, and if I've got it to give, hey, take it.
That is beautiful.
However, in some cultures and races, they would think twice before latching on.
I was just wondering about if they would get any nutrients from it, or if it would be empty calories, or it could react to their system as like acid.
It's not unknown. I mean, I'm certain that some of our particular proteins would melt the esophaguses of some other beings. Probably best. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't go out breastfeeding the general public as a general rule, but I also don't genetically screen them should they request it.
Not a general rule, but you're not opposed to it either.
Not at all.
I think that you have come up with a fine balance, a fine balance of the two. But that's me, and my standards are often a bit wavery.
I'd call them fluid, Horatio. I'd say your standards are more fluid, and you're willing to have them meet the situation that you're currently in.
My standards are very malleable.
Perhaps you might be interested in something that could lactate condiments.
Oh!
Perhaps, wherever you go, you've always got your choice of...
Why didn't we go there first?
We took all this time to get around to
Trellis was talking about a tray of condiments, and now that just seems like, why?
You can't take it with you.
No.
Whereas if you had lactating condiments, they're with you whenever you want them. Wow, this is blowing my mind.
There's absolutely no need to limit yourself to just the 2 condiments if you only have the 2 lactating glands. We can install as many as you wish.
As many different condiments as there are, or as many different teats as there are condiments in the universe. I'm sorry, I got the order of things mixed up because I'm so excited by this.
It's understandable, absolutely.
Horatio is kind of a condiment aficionado, for sure. Cumin, one of his big ones.
You spend a lot of time in this place, I imagine, and always wanting your condiment tray to be refilled. You don't have to rely on anybody, You're good to go.
But also, there's a very, very comforting sound for it to make.
Frangipan, are you saying that this is going to self-generate the condiments from Horatio's own cellular structure?
Depending on the diet, absolutely, yeah.
Wait, I'd have to change my diet?
So this sounds like a what goes in will come out scenario.
It's not quite as binary as that. No, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Who knew that nasal fluids plus cerebrospinal fluid would equal whole grain mustard? But it does.
I certainly didn't know that.
No.
That's fascinating. That's science.
It is, quite literally.
Absolutely science. So I'm curious, if any of our hitchhikers were to come to Notax, with all of this futurism, I feel like there should be, and you can tell me if this is true or not, it would be amazing if there was some sort of park that you could go to, see some of the new things that are coming out, or what's planned, or what's coming. Maybe you take the kids to it to see things. Futureland, I don't know if you want Tomorrowland, maybe call it that.
Future advances of our planet, park.
Is there anything like that on Notax? Am I reading the situation correctly?
Well, you are, but you're also several generations behind. We used to have these places, and it's where the population would go, and every new idea would be envisioned and blueprinted, and you could go and check out the new thing. And then once the population was decimated by the lawsuits and the realization that we were unintentionally stealing all of these great ideas, they became condemned, set fire to, haunted.
Oh.
It sounds to me like I wouldn't have to wait any lines, is what you're telling me.
That's what I heard.
No lines at all. I mean, you might not be able to get out once you got in, but they're still there, decrepit, but they're still there.
Decrepit, but still there.
Horatio, that hit a little close to home for you, didn't it?
I believe I've been working on an autobiography, and I think that's
the title.
Decrepit, but what was the rest? I only got the decrepit part.
Decrepit, but still there.
So I'm writing that down on my napkin here in mustard.
Whole grain mustard. I hope it's whole grain mustard.
Doing a whole grain mustard this time, which it seems to flow. I really like the way it flows on the napkin and holds the whole.
It's going nowhere.
And it's delicious.
It's going nowhere, that mustard. That's indelible.
And I was going to, just occurred to me to circle back again to, you mentioned, family entry, being able to pronounce your name correctly. Do you have a big family, or is it the name game, as I will call it, kept the family more limited in numbers?
There are no specific breeding policies on Notax, although we are raised to be as independent as possible from an early age. But it's something that comes quite naturally to my species anyway, because we're always lost in our own thoughts. As soon as we hit about 10 cycles, all we're interested in is mapping out our ideas, liaising with people who can add to those ideas, and building other family groups rather than our biological roots, as it were.
Fascinating.
Now, if everybody's having ideas, who actually does the work creating things? It seems like there's a constant flood of things coming in telepathically. Someone's got to actually, put the hammer to the wood, as it were.
The meat to the bone.
A lot of the work was sent off-world to be constructed, but also a lot of our engineers are very hands-on. They see the idea and they're possessed with this energy to actually create the thing themselves there and then.
I've had many ideas, but very few of them have moved beyond that state. Partly because of the effort involved of even writing them down.
But now you have your napkins.
He's too lazy to even get a pen. He's just using the condiments.
They're right here. I might as well use them. Don't want them going.
Many a great idea from Horatio Zinn has died on the napkin.
Yes.
From a French fry or a finger or some other item that was then dipped into that great idea.
Yes, I am not above going back to my notes for flavoring.
Do you feel that you've consumed some of your greater ideas?
I do. I feel them. I assume that's why they keep coming back to bug my transom, is that they're working their way up from my belly. Say, remember me? Remember me? They don't say it like that. My organs don't speak to me like Trellis's.
My organs are sentient, actually, and they occasionally, when they get annoyed with me because I've been drinking too much or tried exercising, usually, it's the heart that has the most problem with the exercise, and the kidneys just kind of do their thing. The liver is probably the most
vocal.
Abused.
Well, yes, well put. Vocally letting me know that it's not happy with what I'm doing to it.
Rode hard, hung out to dry. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, there's probably some technology that maybe. Let me see. I'm going to send you a thought for some technology right now, and you tell me what you're getting about my livers. Okay, here it comes.
I'm going to be quiet. I'm sorry. I should be quiet while you're doing that.
Horatio, we know your ideas are. There's nothing going on in your brain, but
no, nothing.
It's immediate. It's coming through.
Okay,
clear as day. It's
this is exciting.
It's the immediate regeneration liver, which is something that we've had for years. I don't think I have an original organ in my body. It's a machine that takes the place of the liver and is regenerating every millisecond, and in fact abuse fuels the process. So the worse your diet is, the faster and more efficient it works.
That is well worth the investment, because that would solve my whole problem of the three livers working together to metabolize things like alcohol and then getting tired and having to move back in line to let the fresh one in. That, sign me up. What do I have to fill out?
Well, it's 412,000 credits. I can have it delivered in 28 working days.
Oh,
that would be fantastic. And is it self-installed? Are the instructions easy to follow? Am I going to be sitting here with extra liver parts left over when I get done putting this thing in, wondering, well, this was supposed to be in there?
Included in that price is installation by an almost qualified professional.
Almost qualified. That's better than you normally get.
Absolutely.
And what about customer service? Inevitably, Trellis will spend some time on the phone with customer service, whether or not it's installing correctly or not. Sometimes he just likes to call and chat.
Having just met you guys, I feel we have a certain kind of kinship established. So my promise to you is that our customer service is second to many. I mean, it's not great. It isn't great. It's our after-sales service is pretty poor. I mean, there is a free phone number. I don't think there's anybody at the other end anymore. But our products are so reliable that practically every single time people survive.
Say like 46, 47% of the time, every time.
Exactly. Oh, you've read our leaflet.
Yeah, the 46%. Exactly. Very good. Oh, that's I like my chances. Now, if I did want to, let's say the unlikely event.
Yes.
That I am not liking it. what kind of money back guarantee am I getting here? And how easy will it be to take out?
Yes.
Well, for something like this, like an organ replacement, we actually do a liver back guarantee. So the item itself will take in your original liver or livers. It will take it in and it will protect them. It will encase them, and in case of malfunction, it will redeploy them so they can work as previously experienced.
Is that like a hug? Is it hugging my livers in safety, like a mother would hold its baby?
If that's how you would like to envision it, sure.
Oh, well, that's what I had in my mind. That's the first thing that popped in.
That was a perfect answer for Trellis, because he really just wants an answer that's what he wanted to hear in the first place.
Yes.
I just want my organs to be hugged. That's all.
Whether they will hug them or not, tell them they will. Tell them they will, because that could be a deal breaker.
It's perfectly natural that you would want your... Sorry, it's... the sales pitch came on again. It's...
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's...
Once a salesman, always a salesman, and I know you're always trying to get that ink, or in this case, condiment on the dotted line.
I think it was the program, you see, was listening, and the context of the conversation sounded like a sale, and then there are some overrides to take over the speech.
That's perfectly natural. It's good that you have those set. I would love to have some automatic reactions set in macroed for me so that I don't actually have to pay attention to what's going on. I could just throw out just something, just randomly throws out, oh, very good, or fascinating, or...
All right, so I'm on the line for this awesome liver replacement. What sort of thing do you think, using your salesman's eye, looking at Horatio?
Which I love your salesman's eye. I assume you had that installed as well.
Yes, just the one, because the other one's got to be keen for the next technological advancement. But yeah, absolutely.
What product do you see Horatio purchasing? What does he need? What implant?
I mean, if
Yes.
we're going to overlook the condiment teat, which I think is a winner, I think that's got Horatio written all over it.
I think that's for everyone, though. That one's one for everyone. What's
Absolutely.
something that Horatio needs that no one else might need?
What about the nap tray?
Nap tray.
This is a device that collects all of your food, and you tend to develop a particular pace of eating. In, rest, in, rest, in. But what do you do when you've got to have a nap? You go without, and you run the risk of malnutrition, right?
Yes.
Not with the nap tray. This will keep you masticating through your wildest dreams.
I'm sold already, because I do worry about getting hungry while I'm sleeping and that I will wake up having wasted away.
It's happened. It's happened to many, believe me.
Oh, I'm sure.
And that is actually one of Horatio's biggest fears, is dying of malnutrition while asleep.
Yes. Dying while awake, that's another one. Dying malnutrition while awake. Dying in malnutrition while in that sort of in-between sleep and awake state.
But we just know that the eating part is definitely not part of the equation while you're awake. But when you're asleep, who's putting the food in?
Right.
The nap tray.
The nap tray.
Exactly. The nap tray is putting it in.
Yep. So make sure you're permanently full.
I am sated almost. I would like perhaps some point schedule another meeting, another appointment here.
I'd like you to come back to check in on us.
That too.
To see if the liver installation has gone accordingly.
How my nap tray is.
And how the nap tray is in development. Or did you say that one, does that exist, or was that something you got the idea from Horatio's head?
I think I actually did pull it out, but I'm sure there is a prototype for it because it's an external application. It doesn't require software or hardware that's internalized. So it's literally just sits outside the body, attaches to the jaw, and keeps shoveling the food in while you sleep.
I like that because having the surgery, that's another chance for me to be unconscious and starving. Another chance of that happening, and I don't care for that.
We do have full-fat anesthetists, so you can have an anesthetic that has calories in it. That's no problem.
Oh, I thought you meant the anesthesiologists were overweight.
Well, we don't discriminate, so perhaps.
That's good. Very good. Good.
Well, Horatio, I think, is it my turn to make the entry?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Last time I believe we repeated.
I'm thinking, and Frangipan, you tell me if you feel like this captures the essence. But what's coming to my mind is Notax. Sorry we stole your idea. Enjoy the nap tray.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
I like.
good.
Horatio, did you have anything?
I had We're All Everything is one of them. Oh, what was another? That's the main thing. Decrepit, Decrepit was still there. That's for my autobiography.
That's true. That's your title of your autobiography.
I think I believe you sussed.
I think I'm typing that in. Notax. Sorry, we stole your idea. Enjoy the nap tray and submit. This has been wonderful. Frangipan Blarkarwarnilum, would you mind start measuring me up for my liver?
Not at all. Not at all. Absolutely, I can do it right away.
Awesome. Oh, thanks.
Very good. I'll just sit here and watch. See what else is in my beard for snacking.
Horatio, if you wanted to check the catalogue, you can have a look at some nap trays.
They come in different shapes and stuff. Oh, look at that one. Very deep.
Thank you for joining us for Hitchhikers and Appetizers. And of course, special thanks goes to our guest, Frangipan Blarkarwarnilum. I have been Trellis Gardeen.
And I continue to be Horatio Zinn. Until next time, keep your towels clean. And if you find yourself in an alternate mirror universe, there's a 50-50 chance that you're the bad doppelganger. So don't panic. Everything you heard in this episode was improvised, but not everything improvised was heard. This episode of Hitchhikers and Appetizers featured the voice talents of Mike Gorgone as Trellis Gardeen, Bran Peacock as Horatio Zinn, and Adam Lowe as Frangipan Blarkarwarnilum. Finally, Hitchhikers and Appetizers is part of the Improv in Action Network. Check out other great improvised podcasts and projects at improvinaction.com. If you'd like to reach out to Trellis or Horatio, you can send electronic messages to them at our Galaxy address, hitchappspodcast@gmail.com. Or you can find them on Twitter with the handle hitchapps.
Shut up and sit down.